Benvenuti e benvenute. Sono la dottoressa Ranocchia, dello staff Qualità e Comunicazione della USL Umbria 1.
When we say that to understand better the kind of situation where we can find ourselves because of this thing when they call pandemic of coronavirus or COVID-19. The situation they knew are very difficult for everybody. You know, we say to understand that, we like say everybody, all of us have to behave, and really we have to help each other to be able to go above, you know, this moment, this kind of difficult moment where we did. Maybe we start from the beginning. The most important thing when we say we have to do is to understand the meaning of some of the words, you know, and when they use. When we talk about pandemic, you know, when they talk about it, you know, a situation when we say this kind of sickness, when call, you know, cause, you know, or when they call say a virus, and they go everywhere, no area for this world, you know, whether Obodo you go or anywhere where you not travel go. No part of the world where no go, no part of the kind of people, whether now Igbo, whether now black man or anybody where they this world, English everywhere. And from a very to the longest, farthest point from the world, no part of the world where no. This Koro Wahala, you know, it don't hit everywhere, you know, it don't hit very many, you know, all the continent when they this world. And, you know, the kind of news where they say, you know, for the other countries and from where it will start to today in the world, the whole world, you know, if we talk say millions of cases don't already happen and millions of people don't die. Okay, in Umbria, we talk about millions of cases with in this since this pandemic start and thousands of people when don't die. In Umbria, you know, when you know, the first time when this thing happened, this pandemic, you know, the virus, you know, they still put them under control because in that moment, you know, when the thing started to spread, you know, they spread like with kind of speed when, you know, people don't know. So in Umbria, we can, you know, count so many hundreds of cases a day. And the hospitals, all of them can get difficulty. They follow the kind new cases when they happen. This is very important, you know, very, very important because all the hospitals, all of them don't full of people when they sick of this coronavirus. And then one country, you know, becomes a really big wahala that they don't even fit cure the people when they come hospital again, and some other people will get some other sickness too. You know, especially someone who get really serious sickness too, where we not get bed for hospital again, even for the intensive cure. So for this, you know, the crisis of breathing, people know they feel breathe again because of this coronavirus, and they need oxygen, you know, to take clean their blood, you know. You know, so our daily action fit help, you know, even the doctors too in the hospital, fit do their work better for everybody, you know, because they will be sure, you know, and we need them to. So, and this one then go need to.
The problem is when this coronavirus or COVID, you know, and you know, it be like, you know, it resemble that one that they call flu, influenza. And you know, but in they new, you know, because they new for human body, and so you know, we don't get enough weight, you know, or things our body will fit defend this thing or take deal with that. That is, you know, it's true that there are some people that they weak, you know, some especially like the old people or people who get some other problem with health issues, you know, maybe when they get some kind, you know, their body they don't well, you know. For other person, you know, for many person, the coronavirus, you know, is very, very dangerous, you know, and what is important is that you know, it's very, very it can anybody where in the team go meet, you know, if it affect them immediately. You know, that when you go they call, you know, they're contagious. And you know, and this thing that they, you know, they quick come or enter person body, you know, from one person to the other, very, very easy. That one means say all of us we have to, you know, make sure say we put on some effort, you know, when we take protect ourselves, so that and the people when they near us, so that this type of the new and the right way to take behave, to take prevent this kind new wahala when it come.
What do you mean by prevention? You know, me say we have to, you know, put on some new behavior when we make sure say, you know, that the person not sick, and the person on, you know, the way to take stop this kind this virus in waka. You know, we fit, you know, put them in a practical way, you know, following the simple and fundamental rules. The rules, number one rule, that be say when they, you know, important. Number one, that be to wear mask. You know, because this corona, you know, coronavirus, you know, when we talk, so, you know, in they move from person to person, you know, and in which way in the take waka, in the waka in the air, in the waka with some maybe so person they talk now, you know, it's a liver come out, you know, or to our mouth, you know, or when person, you know, come begin the sing, you know, if you come the hiccup, you know, or in the cough, or in the shout, and so on and so forth. So the different types of mask when they mask that are what you take and cover your face, mouth, you know, and your nose. The mask now when they when they call the one when they call the doctor or the surgeon on, you know, surgeon mask, chirurgical for Italo. You know, that one now they protect, you know, because if we use mask, you know, we go help ourselves and help others too, you know, and it's good to make we wear mask, you know, everybody, both me and you. And if we use, everybody use mask, you know, everybody they protected, all of us will be protected. But if one person, you know, in one group don't use them, you know, if they put people where other people at risk, okay, and himself too. You know, other mask when they be the one when they call FFP2. That one they protect pass as they talk, you know, and in fact now that one them doctor that they use, you know, for and the person when we say they get needs to take user like for some work too, you know, which is very very asked for, you know, or for other people who get some kind of other sickness or people when they at risk. Then the cloth mask, or they use cloth to do, they, you know, if it protect, if inside, you know, you get some kind of filter, that means say, like, it will be, let's say, maybe they make a double, you know, put something else inside when they call filter, and you go wash them every time and put something to disinfectant too, like then Dettol or whatever. Okay, then in any way, the mask to take work well, you know, it has to cover your nose, as I told before, and your mouth. Otherwise, you don't get any meaning if you don't take and cover mouth and nose. Rule number two, second rule like this one, we say now to keep that social distance. You know, social distance, like one person to the other, at least it will be 1 meter. You know, please you open your hands, you know, the distance. This rule, you know, aim, you know, now for everybody. You know, when not they live for the same house, all of the same family. And then these are very fundamental rules, and it's difficult for all, but we have to respect it. You know, this one are real rule and decree. So, so it's not possible again. You know, for many, you can't stay outside, you can't stay in a group, you know, and you can't form that kind of thing when they call gathering, what they call as environmental. All of them come gather together for one place. It's not, you can't embrace anybody, you know, you don't fit shake hands, you know, you don't fit use the same plate, you know, if you use the same cup, you know, if you use the same bottle or even cutlery like spoon and knife and fork. Okay. The third rule will be this, they very important to be to wash person hand with water and soap or with gel web, contain alcohol. That already they call sanitizer, to disinfect your hand. This is something, you have to do at home and when you're outside. Above all, after you don't touch certain things, like doors for store, you go store like supermarket, you touch door, you touch Carello, you touch any seat or part of for inside bus, or be say na inside train, or when we say you go some kind of public place like that. And even very important too that apart from say to wash your hand all the time, try not to touch your mouth, your eye, or your nose with your hands. This one would be say that to just carry the virus, enter, the direct way to take enter body, and then, washing of your hands is very important. But after you touch, you reach or you go toilet, or before or after, or before you eat too, before or after. Then it say if you touch anywhere, before you touch food, before you enter kitchen, and for you and for others, anything when you touch, maybe try to wash your hand and be very careful. So another one when we go call now number 4 for this rule, say, say this corona wahala, they go from one person to the other. And through air and through some kind spit or saliva when go come out. And it's very important when person want cough or person want hiccup or sneeze. When you want sneeze, make him sneeze for inside the handkerchief, either paper handkerchief or cloth handkerchief, or make you use an elbow take cover him mouth when you want cough or sneeze. And then that handkerchief, that paper handkerchief, as soon as you finish with them, when you take off or take sneeze, make it throw away inside the dustbin. This way, we will make sure say we not gonna go get the spit when we come out, we not go enter air. I know if we can go people know if we go inhaler, from one person to the other person. The next step, which is very, very important too, is to make sure say we stay clean. They say cleanliness is next to healthiness, hygiene, to clean all the time, very, very well and frequently, where we live. And if we dey share room too, or na small house we dey, or the kind place where they put us, whether na hostel or whatever, is very important, to clean up, to make sure say hygiene, and use hygienic product too, like chlorine, or use alcohol to take clean, make sure say the place dey disinfected. If all of us will follow this rule of cleaning, of hygiene, this virus, will get so many difficulty, to take say it will come near us and all the people when our people, our loved ones, or above all, those people when we say they weak or they get some other sickness. So the logic here that we say hygiene. This wahala, we have to be very, very careful because if it happen, say person fit don't get this kind, virus when they talk, so this coronavirus. In some cases, when person get this thing, this virus, you get some kind of sign, when they call symptoms, which are very clear, when we say this kind of sign, say when they they feel for your body or because they get, it will make you know say something not the proper. These kind of signs, above all, then be, like say person you can't get fever, you can't be like say you want to vomit, they vomit, then just tire, sometimes tire like that, pain for all of your body, all over your body will they pain you. You don't even get a sense of gain or take the smell again, but they even odors and all those, they hear again, even taste self, those kind. So this one, these kind signs when they show, this one when I talk all this kind of fever, vomit and tiredness and all, sometimes they come all of them together, but it's important, as soon as you get some of this, I make you, run go meet your doctor. Okay? Then the doctor now, or the doctor where you they live, or the guy camp where you there, or if you get baby, make you carry am, immediately go up, to the doctor of the baby, if the child is less than 14 years old. Okay, the pediatrician. So it is very important. Very, very, very important. The non go they call ambulance or Congo, emergency ward. Because as we talked before, all the hospital in the moment, all of them they get difficulty, because be like that, because of the number of people when they there. So it's always advisable not to call ambulance or not to go to emergency ward. In the evening, or in the weekend, or holidays, or when you're a doctor, your own doctor, they work, and you have to go, and call or contact those people when they call quadra medical, or those one when they call continued assistance, continuity assistential, and they call those ones. Those ones, that be the doctor was supposed to decide, say if I get need to take go get care for hospital, whether it is important, but it's important to make una know say the major part of the time coronavirus can go away too without the person not can use any cure or medicine. Another thing to take put into mind is say you get the kind some cases when we say person will get coronavirus, will get any sign at all, no will show sign for body. You don't get any what they call symptoms, no sign. But no, now still they well, but the virus is there inside body. The only way to take no, say whether person get or get this virus, now be say maybe person can go do tamponing, that means the test. When we say now your doctor, now go ask for that kind of test when you want to go make. Waiting be this test when you want to do. This test now the exam, very simple exam, where test when they want, when they go do even children, they do on small children without problem. It's in fact now very very light something, be like that kind of thing, where they take ear bulb, one way you take clean ear, something like that. Like they will put, take do your inside your nose or inside your throat, then after they will call an analyzer and go check out what happened, whether the virus stay. Said after some days when person do this test, the result will come out. And the result will come out will tell us whether person is positive or person is negative, If we dey positive, and we dey feel, we don't feel sick, that means say, we positive when they call asymptomatic positive. Wetin that one mean? Asymptomatic positive means say you get the virus for inside body, but you don't show any sign, you don't show any symptom. But person have to pay attention because person when they asymptomatic positive, if it still, transmit the thing, if it give the virus to anybody, because of this reason, you know, and very, very, very important, we say these people, when they this state of they have to isolate them from other persons. Okay, isolate them, say they'll carry them put for me, they don't live with the same people, you know. Then the other people when not get the tampon when they do, people when not get the contact, you know, with other people, so that, you know, make other people not can go there positive. It's very important, make we remember, say the virus, you know, hit anybody. And, you know, the major part we say this issue, they go from, you know, can go from, it can go away, you know, only say if the person when they say, you know, go they, not supposed to they discriminator for this, because they get the virus. The virus, if they go around, you know, because, you know, it's very, very easy to take get them, you know. It's not your fault, not be anybody's fault, so it's not be a punishment, and not be the kind of sickness when we say, you know, when we say it will still do you know to and go, you know. It's not something when we say it will be here forever. But, you know, people when they're positive, you know, they will put it for, I saw, you know, isolamento, you know, what a lot they call isolamento, now they hear and I use it a lot there. You know, that means, you know, if it get any contact with any other person, and, you know, if it, the other people not will even feel go, you know, even the people when they live with. But after a period of about 10 days of going to do that test, or when the kind of symptoms start, you know, they will do another test again. And, you know, the result of this one, you know, if it is negative, it will go back to the normal life, okay, when they do before. But if the thing continue to be, say, it is positive, that person, you know, have to stay in isolamento for another 21 days. Okay, now maybe we talk about what they call quarantine, you know, quarantine. You know, it's a period of about 15 days, you know, when we say person get contact, you know, with person when they positive, or 10 days after we say in do test, and at the period of that test, of that period, that 10 days, in the negative. You know, the difference when we say day between isolamento, you know, or and then the one that they call quarantine. We say isolamento, maybe for people when we say they get, they sure say they get the virus. Then quarantine, let me say those people, you know, when get in contact, you know, with people when get the virus, but they no get them, or they know whether they feel get them or they don't get them. When we talk about direct contact, you know, we mean say, you know, person when they, you know, they stay together, you know, with person, you know, for 48 hours, you know, the last 48 hours, that means the last 2 days before, you know, they can find out, say, somebody they positive, you know, after into test, or when he started to get a sign, or those signs when we talked before, like fever and you know, fever and tiredness and vomit. Okay, it's in any way, you know, it's very important. Remember, say, now the doctors, now they decide, you know, one case by case, you know, what to do. You know, above all, you know, because of the rule, you know, the thing they change, you know, by the way, you know, person get in contact, you know, with these virus when they move so far, very, very fast, you know, and then so many people have to do the test. It's possible say that it will take, people have to wait for some days, you know, in quarantine before they'll come do this test on them. You know, people plenty, so more exercise patient. In this period and time, you know, so many scientists, you know, and for the whole world, you know, then they study, then they do experiments, you know, of how they'll take get a vaccine for this virus, particularly with this, you know, medicine. when we say will be the solution for these, people not to get this sickness. Very important, to take trust, waiting at doctors and the talk. If it happen, the possible, say, and if it is necessary, that person have to move from your own house to another, another structure, another place. Okay, in these places, where person they live, if they okay to take, they in isolation, but no fear, taking of people from one place from your house or from your camp to another place, is under control, and it's a guaranteed day, say that you get all the assistance and the support. These places, when we say person, when they choose for this type of transfer, it's a temporary one, or it's okay to take host people for that period, when would be necessary. And these people, after the whole thing would have been over, they can go back to their house or their camp or where they come from. It's very important to remember, that these rules, is being decided by the government, and then by the regions too, like the Umbria region for the health of everybody. So some rules, they are valid for all Italy. Others, they are from region, the different region, region for region. One rule day, like here in Umbria, it is possible that within day here, the other region. So our friends and our friend boys and female and male in other part of Italy have to follow the rules where they different area where they did. So we don't fit to say that they go for Naples, so they're supposed to go here. He said the rules they change. The rules they change because of the experts when they and they tell government, how to take a better or which kind of better way to follow. Check how to meet when we say these virus not called the spread. In any way, it is important, make person, grab information, with about the rules, to follow, because it's not easy all the time. It's not very easy. So some are done, to these things are done to take guarantee our good health for everybody. If person respect all these new rules, somebody, they play with multa, that means say they go fine you. Or, if person, say respect, the quarantine, in the risk say, if even in the risk jail, because it's going against the Italian law. And the rule for this one be say that the rule, to take care of the health of everybody. Person don't respect this rule, you can get multa, or you can go to jail. So as all these rules they change, that's all our life too, everything they change. Even the rules and regulation when they inside the structure before the camp, of acquienza where you did, everything changed too. So certain things when they do before, when are they, they be saying a habit before, it's possible say they don't feel they do them again, or not fit do them as they do them before, because the whole rules now things don't change.